Now that Ryzen 3000 has launched, we're seeing tons of videos about these new CPUs and X570 motherboards popping up all over YouTube. Ryzen's always done well in thread-heavy productivity tasks, but AMD is truly stolen the show this time as we see the new 3000 series chips performing as well as, and even outperforming their Intel counterparts in some gaming tasks. So this is truly a glorious time for Team Red. We hope you enjoyed our last video because this time AMD sent us their X570 motherboard to unbox. They've sent us the ROG CROSSHAIR VIII Hero Wi-Fi, so huge shout out to the guys at ASUS. Let's take a look at this hero. ASUS has about 14 X570 boards available at launch, and each come with their own set of bells and whistles. The one we have here is the CROSSHAIR VIII Hero Wi-Fi, which comes packaged in a characteristic black and red crosshair box. It is an ATX board, so when compared to the smaller mini ITX boards, you can already expect more PCIe slots, more DIMM slots, and generally a more featureful motherboard. Let's take a look at what's inside the box. Now, opening the box, ASUS welcomes you to the Republic, and you can see the motherboards over here. It is protected by a plastic cover, which we'll remove for now. And we'll leave the board aside for later. Inside the box, you'll find a nicely produced thank you note, your motherboard manual, motherboard drivers. I wonder how many of these people throw away every day. Stickers and labels, an ROG coaster for your taping, and cable mod coupons. Further in, there's actually more stuff, so let's take a look at what else is here. Okay, so we've got RGB cables and addressable RGB cables, got SATA cables, a Wi-Fi 6 antenna, M2 screws, and a nice easy connect front I/O connector. Let's move on to the board. So the first thing you'll see is the integrated I/O shield over here. When powered, this hero, along with the ROG logo down here, lights up with RGB LEDs. You also see two solid VRM heatsinks for the 16 chokes underneath, and a chipset fan, which we'll touch on later. There is no rear backplate, but we thought it might have been nice given the price. On to the technical side of things, you'll see the AM4 socket. This is of course compatible with the new Ryzen 3000 CPUs, but also backwards compatible with the older Ryzen chips. So if you've got a 2000 series CPU, this board will work for you. We also have 4 DIMM slots compatible with standard DDR4 memory. The board itself supports memory speeds of up to an astounding 4600 MHz, and this is only possible because on the CPU side of things, the Infinity Fabric frequency is now uncoupled from the memory clock thanks to AMD's new Zen 2 architecture. So while the older Ryzen 2000 CPUs only support RAM clocks of up to 3600 MHz, you are free to go beyond that for the new Ryzen 3000 chips. Moving down the board, you see 3 PCIe X16 slots and 1 PCIe X1 slot. As you may expect, this board does support 2-way SLI and 3-way crossfire. All the PCIe lanes will run at Gen 4 if you've got a 3rd gen Ryzen CPU, but because some lanes talk directly to the chipset, even if you use an older Ryzen chip, the X1 slot and at least one X16 slot will always run at Gen 4, so you're covered for the most part. Storage-wise, we're looking at 2 M2 sockets along with 8 SATA ports with support for RAID 0, 1 and 10. With the Ryzen 3000 CPU, both M2 sockets will support PCIe Gen 4 and SATA SSDs. Onto the I/O, we've got 12 USB 3.2 ports with 4 running at Gen 1 and the rest running at Gen 2. That's up to 5 gigabits per second and 10 gigabits per second respectively. We've also got 5 gold-plated audio jacks, 1 optical out, 2 anti-surge Ethernet ports, 1 clear CMOS and a very useful USB BIOS flashback button, as well as 2 golden connectors for the included Wi-Fi 6 antenna. Now, like other X570 motherboards, this one's got a fan for the chipset, and this is because the new X570 boards have a higher power draw. But that's largely negated by the Ryzen 3000 CPUs. They are more power efficient. So this is something you want to note if you've got an older Ryzen chip. For example, the 2700X running on an X570 board might draw more than 200 watts alone, whereas the new 3700X with an X570 might only draw 140 to 180 watts, so you definitely want to account for that in your new system. With that, we've come to the end of this video. We really enjoy making these videos for you guys, so let us know down below what you want us to check out next. Hit the thumbs up if you liked this video, thumbs down if you didn't, but don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos like this one. We'll see you in our next video. Keep it tight.